What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
Keith.
I'm Curtis.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here.
You know why you're here.
G-I-L. Nxde. I swear I thought it was saying nude.
That's kind of what I took it as.
Oh, okay.
It's
then I'm not.
and it still might because the X might be Xing out the vowel.
Yeah, so that's okay. Then I'm not alone and shit. I can't even do a cute segue from nude.
Well, no, and like to be honest, like the thumbnail I told you, it gave me Material Girl vibes, and Madonna is known for being a little
you know, they're not promiscuous, but a little.
No. I think that's the right word.
I was gonna say raunchy.
Oh, okay, the three raunches.
Yeah. Seeing how this might be called nude, don't be rude. Hit the subscribe button.
All right, without any further ado,
also make sure you guys like this video, jump in the comments, and let us know if this is nude.
Don't leave us naked out here.
Yeah, don't leave me naked out here. Speaking of such, put clothes on and hit the jump on the Patreon. They're like, I'm in bed, sir. We've been doing our due diligence.
See.
I'm flustered. They might be nude on here.
Is that what the X means?
We've been doing our due diligence and have listened to the Redeemers and have dove into like a lot more content when it comes to these female K-pop groups.
We got so much twice shit to do.
You guys definitely want to make sure you guys jump on the Patreon, especially if you guys love choreo battles. It's gonna be a lot of girl fights. Like this time around, and people on the Patreon get first dibs at selecting those choreo battles. So
who did that song?
Girl Fight, my baby Brooke Valentine. She is so fun. Shout out to Brooke. Just turned 40 like a little bit ago.
What group?
Solo.
She is a solo artist from Atlanta.
Oh, I see what you mean. All right.
But yeah, no long talk, man. We can jump into this. I feel like it's been a minute
too
since we
late for
did
that.
a G-Idle joint. When's the last time we did a joint?
Was it My Bag or something? I mean, since I was here.
Yeah. Or Tomboy? Or
it might have been.
Was Tomboy after My Bag?
I don't know, but
They might have been within like the same week and a half or something. So
Yeah. Still a good joint though. Shit, we could jump into this.
they rap one pretty crazy too.
Why you think about now? Cause you feel so rude. Think outside the box, then you like it. Hello, my name is Yappy Yappy Yo. 청년들 몸에 sexy sexy yo. 그렇다야 black and yellow. 날 내고 뒤틀려버린 너를 I don't need a man. 철저하게 미친 독서관.
Get up.
I don't know. She bad as hell though. Burlesque type vibe.
It's the burlesque look.
Lady Marmalade.
Literally, I've had that plan. Wow, I just was saying that.
소리합니다. 계신 모두야 작품을 기대하셨다면 oh I'm sorry 그때도 났어요 왕부는 접촉해주는 흥미 없는 정보 그 팝콘을 던져도 동동 행복과 담비례 평점 나의 정점 멋대로 내 편견은 토할 것 같지
Shit.
저 부끄럽게 없는 맘 거리 불끈 못해도 어쩌면 내게도 다시 사랑받지 못한 때도 Yes I'm
This is a lot to digest in great ways. So,
In a great way.
so one weird thing, I swear to God, last night me and Keeps on FaceTime, she had to been like 4 or 5 hours, it felt like.
No, it was legit like 4 or 5 hours. No, it might have been longer than that because I think it was like 8 o'clock when we got off the FaceTime.
I weirdly had like my camera flipped around, but we was just watching dance videos. It was like a concert and shit, but he just was watching them through FaceTime. I had Lady Marvelon on.
No, you had Christina Aguilera and her bitches.
Okay. No, Pink and them, nah, they ate. After we rewatched it and shit, Pink and them ate. Pink and them ate.
So, but when Christina came on,
It definitely turned into
her
the vibe,
shit,
and it
right.
turned into like her thing. But it's crazy leading up into it. It is a good track all around.
nice save.
All that to say, I think I made a comment and I was like, bro, why haven't they done this in K-pop yet?
No, that was literally what you said.
Yeah, and I was like, just the and maybe they have done
And then
like the
I-
burlesque look.
I kind of said maybe I don't know if it might be too sensitive or I don't know if they would do something like that. Mm-hmm. And fuck me, because here they go.
That
So
timing's crazy.
yeah, like it literally was last night. So it's I guess it is cool, especially because burlesque looks always are still classy.
Yes.
Like they're
It's
always still
seductive
kind
but
of
classy.
Burlesque is like the highest form of stripping.
yeah. So it's always still done properly and like in a way where
And it's
you
not
can dress
show,
it up.
it's more like tease. Mm-hmm. Like hand over the areola, over the nipple, and you know what I mean? Just kind of
Shit.
showing a lot of hip or thigh or whatever.
Yeah, because when the track first came on, I definitely was getting like that Marilyn Monroe
Yes.
vibe and just like that
the
synergy.
content of what they were talking about,
Yeah.
like being smart, even though I could still be smart and still show my body, that thing. And I immediately thought Marilyn.
Betty Boop.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly Madonna and everything.
Yeah. As soon as they did the animations, I'm not sure if y'all familiar with like Cool World.
You know why?
You know,
Not particularly.
That was like it was like Roger Rabbit on ecstasy.
yeah.
I thought Roger Rabbit was Looney Tunes on Ecstasy.
You're still not you're not too far off too. I think both points matter and stuff. That's a shot.
Fair point. You ain't kidding.
I need the
Backtrack.
behind the scenes footage.
With that being said, I guess first I wanted to get out like I-DLE is very special. They have tracks where the concepts are just like crazy in reference to like the lyrics, the music videos, just everything that went into it. So they're one of them groups that can give you they can conceptualize ideas and give you thought provoking like lyrics and everything and convey it in the MV.
Look at you.
Thanks. But they also can kind of give you like those Mafia in the Morning type joints.
That was it?
No, not Mafia in the Morning. What was they turn up joints and shit? They had like two type of turn up joints. But Mafia in the Morning is Itzy.
My bag.
I think it was My Bag, and then Tomboy was more of not the rock vibe. Was Tomboy the rock vibe?
To be honest, I can't remember Tomboy. Tomboy didn't leave a lasting impression. I'm sorry. It didn't leave a lasting impression on me. I think the only thing about it that did leave a lasting impression was the fact that they were called Tomboys. They didn't look like Tomboys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was the back and forth with K and them and stuff. But I think it was In My Bag. All I have to say is that like I've never been bored with them. I think when you come into this, you can get any type of track. I think that
You could feel a very unique identity when you tune in.
Yeah,
I think they're talented enough to, and we have these conversations all the time that some groups will. I don't want to say concept you to death because that sounds like mean, but like some groups can really sustain like.
call the spade a spade.
Yeah, but the groups that can hit you with a concept, but also kind of just have fun tracks, are the dangerous groups, because those are the groups where you never know what it's gonna be when it's like a comeback, and they are kind of in that pocket for me. Vocally they carry. The rap line is decent, and they just kind of offer something different every time we see them. This isn't particularly like a download for me, but this definitely is something I think has rewatchability value, obviously. But also I do like the cadences and I do like the vibe of the song. I feel like it was just different.
No, it's a great song. It just doesn't speak to you to a point where you want to download it and can vibe with, it doesn't resonate with you to where you want to keep repeatedly listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
And then the looks, they were really some looks in
All
here,
of
and
them.
those are
All of
outside of just the burlesque looks. The all black, where it's like the blazers and business
That
attire.
green dress.
Yeah, whoever shorty was in the green dress is just Carrie. But this was it looks like a good comeback for everyone. Y'all know I love blonde, and it's just almost everybody has like some
that
shade
rose pink,
of.
was definitely hitting.
Yeah, also very diverse as far as like the museum look goes, with like a whole bunch of different crowds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's funny they had like the new picture and all that stuff, and then decided to destroy it towards the tail end of the museum thing. I feel like not trying to dumb this down, but it still was concepts in this. Probably speaking on society's view of women and
No, but see,
is.
like I was gonna touch on that because they
okay,
also had
okay. Y'all go off. I'm done. Go
well,
on.
no. I mean, I think you're absolutely right, but they also had the song "Tomboy," and I think it's also kind of like in that vein where society tries to paint them in a corner or label them and tell them what they are and what they aren't. And sexuality is definitely one of those hot button topics when it comes to women in society. Because a guy could be out with his chest, with his shirt off and everything, and it's cool. It's like it's sexy. We see it all the time, football practice, everything. You're in a locker room giving an interview with a player just after a game, and he's in his fucking briefs, and that's cool. But he couldn't do that to a woman because their bodies are viewed different. But women don't necessarily always want to be viewed that way. And you can that's another argument in itself, but. Yeah, she was bad too, but it's just that conversation that or like we see this sometimes too, where the stereotype is because you're a stripper or you have an OnlyFans or whatever, because you're use sexuality to kind of get where you want to go. That means you don't have other things accessible to you like a brain, or you're not intelligent, or you can't do this, you can't do that, when that's not necessarily the case.
Just was having this conversation with somebody not too long ago, dog. Ooh. And it's two women. But it's funny too because the one girl was trying to basically like downplay like strippers or OnlyFans, and I first off I'm pro like sex workers and pro strippers and pro everything else. If you feel like your body like you want to showcase it or you want to get paid off of it or anything like that, I feel like that's your prerogative and that's up to you. I don't think that's demeaning, nor do I think like people should be nor do I think people should like be classified as certain things. Like I'm not big on slut shaming. So it's just like I don't think just because someone has an OnlyFans, it's like, oh, you're a piece of shit human or you devalue yourself.
So let's be honest. COVID, that lock-in made a lot of people OnlyFans like owners or page owners, like, or content creators. I mean, they couldn't go to their regular 9-to-5 jobs, no matter what it was, and now even your customer is locked in. They can't go to their side Joan or they sneaky link or whatever, because they ain't trying to get sick. And this is at the height of COVID could kill you. I'm not trying to die for no pussy. So it's just is what it is. Call a spade a spade. We adults here. So no, but like, so
if you're not over 18, leave the chat.
Right. Well, we seen that someone still sneak in, but we tried that. But you know what I mean? It's just it kind of created a new lane for people. You know what I mean? What was it? Pornhub had their most self-made videos ever at that point, to the point where they're now starting to push those to the forefront. And now kind of dealing back on the studio work, because now they don't have to pay the studios, they can just pay the individuals. And it seems to work out better that way for them. It's almost like reality TV for networks. Like, I don't have to pay writers because the shit ain't written. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like that sort of thing. And like it opened up a new lane for those who do prescribe to that sort of thing. And some women have been making $100,000 a month. And it's ridiculous. Like, or $60,000 a month just off taking a couple pictures and posting nudes. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm a little jaded when it comes to certain situations, just because I I've always been real big on like if people are doing them and they're not hurting anybody and they're not being like malicious towards anybody or just doing anything,
Live and let live.
yeah, like it's just why even bother anybody or why judge people off of like that. Sometimes people just come off kind of as haters. If Shorty making $100,000 off of her body and she ain't hurting nobody, fuck you hating for? She getting a bag.
But
it's the same people same broke ass people probably talking shit about her anyway.
But let's be honest, that's not necessary. That's not how some women look at other women. You know what I mean?
I'm not-
like,
I
slut
get it.
shaming has been from the dawn of time.
Listen, man, only God can judge you when everything is said and done, so you should probably only worry about that.
And Judy. Only God and Judy.
But I definitely
Or Mathis.
I'll bring it back to the video. I guess I am. It does make sense that they're tackling certain issues that maybe we aren't seeing in K-pop, and I think that brings me back kind of what we was talking about with Lo before with the whole K-pop idols and like certain traditional stuff. And it's like, bro, I think we're way past that now. These idols are touching on issues that either maybe wouldn't have been touched before or issues that are modern today, and are using the music for essentially what rap started and other things started to kind of voice your opinion on topics that are going on and to tell your experiences. So I'm here for it.
But I think that's been an ongoing thing because, like, even from a society standpoint, maybe not to this degree of sexuality, but like
They have Madonna posters and shit like so. It's not. I'm not saying like they're breaking,
no.
ground.
Because I mean, like even old BTS songs were talking about, and not to compare, but I really couldn't get around. I could have said the Bulletproof Kids. Damn. But them, like, you know what I mean? Just even in some of the early songs were society-based, rebellion songs. And this is no different. It's just, how people are going to receive it and accept, and it seems like sometimes women with a voice scares people. Like, they don't like it. Like, sit down, shut up, be quiet, go in the kitchen, whatever. They try to quiet them out. They don't want to be quiet. They don't want to be silenced.
Yeah, especially stuff like this, because I think the lyrics on here are pretty straightforward, especially the whole stuff like, oh, listen, I was born nude. Fucking
Right.
mind your business.
Because your view is so rude.
Your view is so dirty of me. Like, you're the one that's thinking something else and shit. I'm sexy and I'm happy for my own body. And I think like that's a beautiful thing, and I'm gonna kind of always stand by that. But you want to jump in? Go.
No, I agree. I mean, when they kind of have lyrics like that, where it's like, basically like if I was brought into the world naked, that's like that's the natural most baseline like aspect of being, you're brought into life like that. So there's, it's something about, what about the perception of that changes and just calling into question those things.
I'll be honest, and my fault to cut you off.
No, you cool.
I know people who upload their child pictures while they're in the hospital. You know how they're just out there in the open?
Yeah.
And then they'll get blocked.
Wow.
For those pictures, you gotta like put stars, especially if it's a girl, put stars over the nipple or something, or cover up the private parts or whatever, because then it becomes child pornography. And I on the very, very base level, I get it, but realistically, like, come the fuck on.
Yes,
nobody's thinking that way.
Well,
It's
honestly,
trying to
that's something
protect-
interesting that's brought up in the video too, and I'm gonna get to that in just a sec. But I'm gonna touch on that now. Basically, at one point in the video, one of the members of the group is being showcased in a glass case, and everyone's around her, seemingly bidding and everything like that. And it's just like, you're essentially an amusement for everyone around you to see. You're like, it's playing on the idea of art, right? Being a piece of art. And when the veil goes over after the show's over, and they match cut with pulling the curtain off, it uncovers like the Roman and Greek statues where it's like they were depicted literally nude, and it's seen as art. So it's like you're calling into question the juxtaposition between why is this art as nudity versus not with this. And I just find that interesting conceptually. Like, granted, this isn't something you have to necessarily have the answer to or anything like that. This isn't something that's necessarily saying society, like, believe me or anything like that. But you're calling into question the hypocrisy, I suppose, of it all. And that's really, I think, all the intent is. But the thing I also find interesting about this, aside, I did love all the references within it. But you notice to my knowledge at least, to my perception and what I know, it seemed that every person that they were referencing was some icon in the woman's movement. Whether it was if you reference a Betty Boop, if you reference a Madonna, and then you reference a Marilyn Monroe. And I thought they were doing that intentionally to say that these were the people who kind of made these waves when they were, at the height of what they were doing, and now we're here, seemingly representing that next step. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, I just thought that was a really interesting call to that. As far as the nude aspect, I thought that the title nude. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know too much about makeup or anything like that, but isn't there a makeup called nude that's just white or blonde, or if I'm not mistaken?
Makeup,
Nude typically-
underwear
Nude
color,
colors
and it's usually it's usually made to match the skin. So whatever the
Okay.
skin color match would be is the nude.
Okay,
So
okay,
like
that
when
makes
people
more
wear
sense.
I was gonna say
nude
most
underwear,
nude looks like
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I thought they were playing a little bit on that as well. It seemed like they were playing on the idea of makeup and kind of covering yourself up. So I thought there might have been something with that intrinsically. But I did also like that they all the members had their hair dyed blonde. Granted, there was a strawberry blonde / orange-ish kind of hair
it was
color,
all the nude
but I think
colors.
that was all intentional as far as the because if they're scaling back and referencing Marilyn Monroe and Madonna specifically. I'm sure they could be referencing others, as we had said, touches of like Betty Boop and stuff like that in there. I love the kind of noir aspects of everything shot in standard, the old style cameras. I just think that kind of film grain aspect of everything is just something that's always intrinsically something that's interesting to me. But it's also meant to show the progression of time as far as what was normal then / seen as too much back then versus what it is now. And they even had incredible things such as the idea of when the woman was actually taking off her shirt and they showed it in a stream format, and you saw the numbers of the stream going up and all these comments and everything on it, basically saying that like this is what garners attention nowadays. This is the thing that like when you show this, that's when the most eyes or attention seems to be on you. So I found everything that they did within the video and lyrics and everything conceptually really interesting. As far as the actual sound of the song, I don't necessarily know that it's something I'm going to be like listening to or downloading or anything like that, but I think the intent more so of the song is to get that message across, and if so, I mean, they did it successfully. Very.
I can guarantee this is probably a real hot topic in the K world right now, especially with
And
the
that's
amount of
another thing.
views
I mean,
the
in
short
relation
time.
to the K world versus in relation to us as foreigners kind of seeing it. But yeah, they did everything they set out to do for sure.
Yeah, like I said, just doubling down on some of the stuff. I do really like the concept because it's just at some point with music, things can be very reductive, very repetitive, and seem redundant. And it's just like, at what point are you touching different topics or just kind of maybe standing for something on the album? Because I think my second question would just be, if this was a comeback, just what else is the album about? Is the album about women empowerment? Because at this point, the last couple like tracks we've been getting have been very much like, just kind of like pro women's rights or pro women.
Oh, could I also have one thing real
Just
quick?
bucking a view of how men see women or the titles that they give them.
Yeah, because
Even the aspect that I just noticed too, that they kind of did the whole 1D, 2D, 3D sort of aspect of everything. You see them, as women, being like, humans and everything like that. But then you see the 2D drawings and everything. You see the animations, from like tunes, like animated stuff. But then you also see statues and everything. So it's all these various forms of where these things are accepted versus not accepted. And I guess that's the call in the question: why is it okay for a statue, or why is it okay for a drawing to be seen in that kind of way versus, like where do we draw the line between those things? But again, just more so seeming like they're calling those things into question. But no, they conceptually and everything, that was a lot to put in a video.
All right, this is on the EP called I Love. Nude is the first track. Then it's Love, Change, Reset, Sculpture, Dark, X-File.
That'd be interesting.
I wonder what Sculpture sounds like.
Same. Nude, then Love right after Nude.
Maybe loving yourself or loving your body, accepting yourself, something like that.
I mean, it's funny because then Change and Reset.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you could kind of see the progression of how those words would, connect.
That's very interesting. And all of us just dropped. The EP just literally came out October 17th.
It's interesting.
I'm super interested. Jump in the comments and let us know what's up. I'm sorry, were you done?
Oh, I'm cool.
Funny, got sculptures up on here.
That's why I wanted to hear sculpture and see if this is parallel.
Yeah, jump in the comments. Like, tell us how you feel. I felt like we talked about a lot, and it should be very interested to see how y'all took this, especially our women redeemers. Just, you know, were they speaking out on topics or subjects that you guys care about or that you want to see more of being discussed in the K world? Tell us if y'all weren't feeling the track, if y'all females, if maybe we're out the loop and this has been done and maybe people are tired of it because we don't know, you know, and we'd like to know. Jump on the Patreon. More G-Idle stuff definitely be up on there this month. Pretty sure gotta be coming for like quite a few girl groups because it's only Blackpink so far and it's time to kind of show like 3 or 4 other girl groups some love. But yeah, other than that, we love you guys to death. We'll holla at
Love
y'all.
y'all. Take care.